And welcome in, everybody. This is Cougar Baseball home opener here, taking on Concordia University out of Ann Arbor. An exciting day. University of St. Francis comes in with a 1-4 record. Concordia at 4-2 on the season. They have wins over Rio Grande, 2 wins over Rio Grande, and 2 wins over Goshen College, the Maple Leafs. So on the bump here for St. Francis, we have number 24, Connor Adams. Connor comes in with 2 innings pitched under his belt, has given up 1 hit. Opposing batters are hitting 167 against Adams. He's a junior, a lefty, 6'3", 215 pounds, out of Noblesville, Indiana. He's a transfer from Kellogg Community College. So he'll be getting his first start here as a Cougar here in his junior year. First 3 batters for Concordia will be number 26, Van Aker, number 28, Ethan Vosberg, and number 00, Blaine Milhelm. So joining me now is the head coach of the Cougars in his first year, Dustin Butcher. Coach, how exciting is it for you to have your first home opener here of the 2019 season?
This is pretty exciting. You know, these guys have just really worked hard all the way from the start of preseason in the fall to now, and this is a lot of hard work put together for one day. And obviously the season is long, but this is a pretty exciting day for St. Francis baseball.
Connor Adams on the bump for you, a junior out of Noblesville, Indiana. First pitch as a Cougar, huh? First home start?
Yeah, this is his first home start this year, obviously, but he had a red shirt last year. Missed a start this past weekend due to the weather, so just giving him a start, let him get some innings in, and you know, he competes really well. He's not going to throw the ball by you, but he's going to pitch, and which he'll get a lot of outs just pitching.
Coach, last year a very good offensive team for you. Heading into this season, what do you think are some of the strengths for this St. Francis team?
Well, I think with having Coach Christian Gayday with us, he has brought together and brought an opportunity to coach our guys in terms of just being patient and getting their pitch and having an approach at the plate. And they've done a lot better job this year of just having an approach, which, again, puts you in hitters' counts and allows you to kind of hunt fastballs a little bit more.
Defensively, Coach, what do you like? Some of the changes that you've made in the offseason that you feel like can help the team?
I think, honestly, just overall strength and overall just movement. You know, we're moving a little better as athletes, and you can tell, like, the lateral speed is there. And I think the one thing, too, Coach Edding has done is he's gotten our outfielders to go back on balls better and being comfortable going back on baseballs.
So that first ball is popped up, and that's going to be the first out here at home by Brady Harris, the second baseman.
We need 20 more.
We'll be here for it. Coach, once again, I'm going to let you go back to your team, but thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, thank you very much for everything, Jeff. Appreciate all you do for us.
Absolutely. We'll check in with you soon.
Thank you.
So that's 1 up and 1 down. That was Van Aker, a second baseman for Concordia. That first pitch is going to be grooved in there for a strike. So a great way to start this season here for Coach Dustin Butcher. Once again, was an assistant coach for many, many years under Coach Greg Roberts.
Come on, Connor, let's go, baby.
Coach Roberts last season coaching was this past season, and Butch taking over here, doing a great job getting the guys enthusiastic about the upcoming season, as that'll be a swing and a miss. So 1-2 now, your count to Ethan Vosberg. Looking at Vosberg, the team's third best batting average at .421 on the season. And that's going to be the first swing and a miss strikeout for Connor Adams.
Yes, please.
So now it's 2 outs for the Cougs. That'll bring up Blaine Milhelm. Milheim has a .429 batting average, which is best on the team, with players with more than 1 at bat, as that first pitch is going to miss for ball 1. .429 batting average, has 6 hits, 7 runs scored, and 14 at-bats. That ball bunted right back at Adams. And that's a can of corn for out number 3. So 3 up and 3 down for your Cougars as we head to the bottom half of the first inning. A lot of excitement here at the World Baseball Academy Ash Center. We'll be right back.
Catholic University must have a passion for truth, and we trust in both the power of faith and the power of reason. Both come from God. May God bless this university as it continues to pursue truth on the wings of faith and reason.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And Lucas Kroll.
Shot hits the post. And the centering feed to Luke Gibbs for shot, scores!
Rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown.
So welcome back, everybody. We're still putting together our lineups here, but we'll give you the top 3 batters. It's Brady Harris to lead it off. Brady getting the start at second base. He's a junior infield out of Muncie, Indiana, Cohen High School. Have to double check who's batting second here. I believe it's going to be David Snyder, number 0. David, the senior shortstop, has been outstanding here throughout his career at St. Francis. And in batting in the 3 hole is number 23, Tyler Prince. Tyler getting all Crossroads League recognition last year in his freshman season with the team. One of the better hitters on the squad. It'll be Noah Frymuth. Batting 4th. So Brady Harris entering today with a .267 batting average, 4 hits and 2 runs scored and 15 at-bats with a double and 1 RBI on the season. On the bump, it's Jacob Clark, number 16. He's a senior righty. As that first pitch will be taken for a strike. Jacob Clark with 3 innings pitched under his belt, a 0-1 record, a 3 ERA with 6 innings pitched under his belt. He's given up 3 hits, 2 runs, both of those earned, 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. 2 balls and a strike is your count. Counts evened up at 2 apiece. We'll get the right scoreboard up here for you. So Brady Harris is going to go down for out number 1. It's going to bring up David Snyder. David entering today with a .353 batting average, which is best for USF. Swings at that first pitch, hit right at the shortstop. Snyder trying to beat it out, and he will. 1-out single here by David Snyder. Snyder hit it sharply At the shortstop for Concordia, that's number 77, Chris Lowe. But it was Snyder beating it out on the base pass. Lowe is a junior infielder, 5'10", 150. That'll bring to the plate number 23, Tyler Prince. Prince, the sophomore first baseman, 6'3", 215 pounds. Out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, Bishop Luers High School. Quick throw back to first, but Snyder's back easily. Prince with a .250 batting average has 3 hits and 12 at-bats, 5 RBI on the season, 5 walks, 3 strikeouts. He has been hit by 1 pitch. Another quick throw over to first, and Snyder's going to head over to second base after the pass ball. Now he's heading to third. That ball made its way all the way out into right field. So David Snyder from first to third after the wild throw to first base, and the Cougars are in scoring position. And it's 1 ball, 0 strikes here to Tyler Prince. So 1-1 with 1 out here to Tyler Prince. And it's Snyder at third base, not being held on by the third baseman. That ball's going to miss low and outside. 2-1 now your count. Prince pretty much started all of his freshman season at first base. This count's going to be evened up at 2 apiece.
Contact, Tyler. Put in play. Come on, babe.
He'll take that one to a full count. So Prince last year with a .325 batting average had 3 home runs and 21 RBI. His .325 batting average was a team best, tying him with Noah Frymuth, both players making All-Crossroads League a year ago. Big swing and a miss for out number 3. So that's 2 outs with a runner in scoring position for number 33, Noah Frymuth. Started his baseball career at Purdue University. He's a graduate of Fort Wayne, Indiana, Bishop Dwenger High School, where he won a state championship as I believe he was a strong safety on the football team. Off-speed pitch is a swing and a miss. Strike number 1. On deck is number 4, Harold Wolf, DH. Wolf sitting out last season, transferred to St. Francis. And he played his high school ball at East Noble. That one's going to be bobbled by the third baseman. And Frymuth, they just get him at first base. So we're going to head to the top of the second, scoreless, here at the World Baseball Academy, Ash Center.
Restriction training is a new treatment technique we're using at Parkview Sports Medicine that helps us stay on the cutting edge. This type of training is not only new to Parkview Sports Medicine, but in physical therapy as a whole. And it's really gaining popularity because it solves one of the fundamental problems that we see in therapy. We have a lot of patients who we can't put a lot of stress through their injured tissue, but we still want them to get stronger and still want them to gain muscle size. Blood flow restriction training uses a specialized piece of equipment, a blood flow restriction cuff that fits around the upper portion of an arm or a leg. Doing that, then it partially restricts, but not totally occludes the blood flow going to the limb.
I thought it was gonna hurt, and it does kind of feel weird, but doesn't hurt or anything. I just didn't really know what to expect. Well, you put it on and then you have to lay down and let it calibrate, and it like gets tighter and tighter and tighter. And then after that, get in your position to do your workout, and then press the inflate button and it'll squeeze your leg or your arm.
What the research is telling us about training with blood flow restriction is that the buildup of the lactic acid and the metabolic stress that we're putting on these tissues helps you gain strength.
All right, folks, well, let's cut that short. Your batter is going to be number 21, Grant Steinborn. Steinborn batting in the cleanup spot, takes that first pitch for ball one upstairs. Steinborn with a .250 batting average on the season. Second pitch is going to be drilled up the gut for a leadoff single. That'll bring up number 7, Preston Sherman. No, excuse me, Jordan Sherman. DH. .250 batting average, 3 hits and 12 at-bats on the season. He's just a freshman, 6'5", 195. He's an infielder. First pitch is a swing and a miss. For Connor Adams, that's the first hit he's given up here at Cougar Field. Just the second hit he's given up all season. In the first inning, it was a 1-2-3 inning. 0-1 is your count here with 0 outs. That one hit right back at Adams, looking to turn 2, gets it over to Snyder, and they'll turn it. The 1-6-3 double play. Great work by Adams, firing it over to Snyder, over to Prince. So now bases are cleared for Preston Sherman. That first pitch will be ball 1. Sherman's going to go down to get it. And that will fall right in between Michael McCowan and Tyler Prince. Throw gets away from Snyder, but good job of backing up on the play by number 21, Caden Sullivan, third baseman. So that'll be a lazy fly ball double for Preston Sherman. That brings up Justin Mercer. Mercer is 0 for 6 on the season, still looking for his first hit. Number 18, he's the catcher for the Cardinals out of Ann Arbor. That first pitch will be checked outside for ball 1. Cougars currently with 1 hit. It's 2 hits for Concordia. (2-0) now your count. Mercer last year with a .283 batting average, 0 home runs, did have 19 RBI. Here with the 2-0 and 2 outs. That ball's popped up and out of play. Your catcher for the Cougars, Matt Vollmer, a senior out of Ontario, Canada. Vollmer a year ago, .258 batting average with 8 RBI. Adams delivers. That one's a foul ball off the backstop. 2-1 now with 2 outs. Here in the top of the second. Mercer's batting out of the 7th spot for Concordia. The runner at second base is Preston Sherman. Concordia with a big roster. They compete in the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference, the same as Indiana Tech. It's another one. Nice job by Tony Bova running out into right field and making the snag, Brady Harris for out number 3. We'll head to the bottom of the second, still scoreless here at Cougar Field.
Catholic University must have a passion for truth, and we trust in both the power of faith and the power of reason. Both come from God. May God bless this university as it continues to pursue truth on the wings of faith and reason.
It may be winter, but it's never too early to start thinking about spring. Start your new year sharp and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Fair prices, superior quality, and exceptional customer service. Schedule your spring special appointment today. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Give your home the curb appeal it deserves. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com, request your virtual quote, and use the code Summit City for 15% off today. Welcome back, everyone. Here in the bottom of the second, we have Harold Wolf, Michael McCowan, and Tony Bova. Bova playing left field, McCowan in right field. Wolf, your DH. Once again, it's Jacob Clark on the bump. In that first inning there, gave up a single to David Snyder, but then the Cougars left him stranded at third base after a ground ball to the third baseman. That's Ethan Vosberg by Noah Frymuth for out number 3. Wolf enters today with a .250 batting average, 2 hits in AABs with 1 RBI on the season. Leading St. Francis in stolen bases is Tony Bova with 2 and Brady Harris with 2. So the wind up, that first pitch will be low for ball 1. Not sure what's going on with the flickering. It's only this field that does it to us. After the foul ball, we're evened up at 1 apiece. Tried 2 different cameras, all kinds of different cables. Once again, don't have a problem at any other field, baseball or softball, throughout the city. Swing and a miss by Wolf. Make the count 1-2. Harold, a junior, once again came to St. Francis from Vincennes University and played prep ball at East Noble. The 1-2. Breaking ball. Wolf's gonna check it inside for ball 2. 2-2 now your count. This ball hit in the deep center field. Camping out underneath it is Blaine Milheim for out number 1. It's going to bring up Michael McCowan, sophomore right fielder. Michael last year in his freshman year batted .229 with 11 RBI. Did have 3 stolen bases in 4 attempts. He'll check that first pitch for a strike. 0-1 your count. Counts evened up at 1 apiece. Two balls and a strike to McCown.
Drive a baseball.
Come on, Mickey,
So 3-1 now to Michael McCowan, entering today a 176 batting average on the season. As that one will just catch the inside corner. We got a full count. He has 3 hits and 3 runs scored in 17 at-bats. His 17 ABs is most for the Cougs, behind, well, tied with David Snyder, so that'll be a swing and a miss for out number 2. It's the 3rd strikeout of the game for Jacob Clark.
Come on, Tony.
It's going to bring the plate Tony Bova, number 13. Bova with a .333 batting average, second best on the team, 4 hits and 3 runs scored in 12 at-bats. He has 1 stolen base on 2 attempts. He's going to be hit by a pitch to take first. Looking at St. Francis, Caden Sullivan's been hit twice already on the season, which leads the team. And here's Caden stepping up to the plate. Caden last year in his freshman year batted .198, can play multiple positions, had 21 hits, 9 runs scored, and 106 ABs. 3 doubles, 1 triple, 10 RBI. It was a perfect 1-of-1 stealing bases. Younger brother to Keaton Sullivan. Keaton last year had the 3rd best batting average on the team. 0-1 your count. Keaton finished up a fantastic Cougar baseball career. A starter ever since his freshman year. He too could play every position on the field. That'll miss low. 1-1 your count with 2 outs.
What do you say, Cassandra? What do you say, Kendra? Back! What do you say, Camden? Come on, Camden.
Ball hit to the 3rd baseman for out number 3. So Caden is going to ground out to number 28, Ethan Vosberg, for the 3rd out of the inning. Cougar's going to leave 1 on base. We'll be right back with more Cougar baseball here from the Ash Center.
Grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
The Chapel Project is the most important building that has ever been built or ever will be built on this campus. It's in the heart of the campus, it's on Mirror Lake, and the chapel and the Bass Mansion will be able to communicate with each other architecturally.
so far in this game. Here in the top of the third, we're going to have Chris Lowe to the plate, number 77. So he'll check that first pitch inside for ball one. Lowe's a junior infielder, playing shortstop today. Check that one, Lowe for ball two. Lowe, a 167 batting average, 2 hits and 12 at-bats. That ball's drilled into left field. That'll fall right in front of Bova for a leadoff single. Third hit of the game for Concordia. That'll bring up Matt Body. Body with a .417 batting average, 5 hits, 4 runs scored, and 12 at-bats. He's got a triple under his belt, 1 RBI as well. He's walked twice and struck out 4 times. Low at first. So he'll be checked back to the base by your starter, Connor Adams. Connor had 1 strikeout there in the first inning. Good looking pitch, just misses in the zone up high. 1-0 is your count. It's University of St. Francis home opener here in February. That's never happened in my 8 years at the school. But now with this artificial surface, able to get some games in. Not too bad outside, a little chilly. The guys out in the sun, I'm sure they're just fine. The outfield grass is a bit hard. It's still a little bit frozen. It's Tyler Prince at first base. Cougars switching up a little bit with their hat. Got the white front with the Cougar head. On the back is the SF. We're so used to seeing the blue cap with the white SF on the front, just like San Francisco, which is a great cap. So it's like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But this looking sharp here with the white uniforms as well. St. Francis has 3 different sets, which I know they're pretty excited about. These are the white button-ups.
Come on, Connor, right here, kid. Come on back.
Count sitting at 2-1. Breaking ball is just going to miss inside. Body pulled his head away. On the 2-2, that one just upstairs and in. Excuse me, on the 3-1, so that's going to be a walk. So we have runners at first and second now for Jacob Clark. Excuse me, we're back to the top of the order. Von Aker. Clark, your pitcher. Aker popped out to Brady Harris in his first at-bat, Cougar second baseman. That was the first walk of the game here for Connor Adams. Cougars to start this season have gone deep into the pitching staff. Prince coming in on the infield. He's expecting a bunt. Leading the Cougars in inning pitched is Dane Hoffman, Matt Baker with 5, and Michael Vocelli with 5 as well. So Hoffman with 6 innings pitched under his belt. That first pitch is ball 1. Coach Butcher's going to head to the bump to speak with the battery of Matt Vollmer and Connor Adams. Last year, Concordia, 34 wins, 22 losses. 16-12 in conference play, the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference, where they ended up finishing 4th place behind Indiana Tech, UNOH out of Ohio, and Madonna University. It's a tough, tough baseball conference, the WAC. St. Francis, 14-38 overall, 9-18 in the Crossroads League. The Cougars ended up finishing in 8th place. Just sneaking into the Crossroads League playoffs, and then they pulled off a big upset victory in that first game. That one's picked up by Adams. Nowhere to go with it, as Harris was late getting back to first, but they will get Lowe out at third base, so a heads-up play after the single.
Nice play, Sully. Yeah. Baseball. Way be aware, Connor. Baseball.
So runners are going to stay at first and second. I'm not 100% sure what he's arguing. Runner still at third base. Adams had pumped to first base, looking for so Prince was coming in on the bunt attempt. Harris was coming over. Harris was just a little bit late getting to first base. Adams double pumped and then went to third. And Chris Lowe is gone. He's out. No runner at third base for Concordia University, and their manager is Zach Johnston, who's in his 5th season. Once again, Dustin Butcher in his 1st season as the head coach here at St. Francis. So 1 out, 0-0 is a count for Ethan Vosberg. Swings at the first pitch, drilled into left field. Bova camping underneath it for out number 2. Back-to-back outs will bring up the number 3 hitter, Blaine Milheim. Blaine's a senior, 5'10", 190 out of Eaton Rapids, Michigan. He's got runners at first and second with 2 outs. Adams, the lefty, as that'll find the zone low for strike number 1. 0-1 your count. Oh, 2 now your count. To Blaine Milheim. Blaine last year had a .366 batting average, 3 home runs and 35 RBI. That one's going to find the gap into right field. McCown's going to have to come up firing, and the throw is just a bit high, coming home to score on the RBI double is Matt Body for the first run of the game. McCowan fielded it cleanly. A good throw would have had him at home. Nonetheless, though, we have runners in scoring position for Grant Steinborn. Steinborn last year batted .205 with 2 home runs and 21 RBI. So a .205 batting average a year ago. This year he's at .250. Batting in the cleanup spot. Steinborn, just a junior. 2-0's your count. Two and one now after the foul ball off the backstop. Looks like they're getting ready to install some batting cages here at the World Baseball Academy. Off-speed pitch is a swing and a miss. Steinborn was nowhere near that ball. His account's evened up at 2-2 with 2 outs. Big lead at third base for Van Aker. Adams felt it and checked him back to third. That was Caden Sullivan. Caden playing near the gap as you have David Snyder straight up the gut as they're playing the lefty. That will be a called third strike. So Adams gets himself out of a jam there with the K. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Cougs down 1-0.
Bring that energy back up. Come on now.
First time I've been able to do this kind of more complete understanding or view of your body. One of the things that's really important about this is that it's kind of legitimizing us as athletes.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
My grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
Parkview Sports Medicine is an integrated sports medicine team. We're treating injuries when and where they happen and working to prevent them before they do. We believe the best care is coordinated care, helping ensure you get the individualized services you need every step of the way, offering innovative treatment techniques to get you or the athlete you love back in play. Reaching higher, pushing further. Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
Welcome back, everybody. For Concordia, it's 1 run, 5 hits, and 1 error. For St. Francis, 0 runs, 1 hit, and 0 errors. As we start the bottom of the third inning, it'll be Matt Vollmer to lead it off for St. Francis, then the top of the order. First pitch swung on. It's a slow roller and mishandled by the third baseman, Ethan Vosberg. That's the second error of the game for Concordia. We got a runner at first base. That's Matt Ballman. He'll reach on the E5, charging after it. Vosberg just couldn't come up with it. That'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Brady Harris, the second baseman. Brady struck out in his first at-bat. Once again, entering today with a .267 batting average. Vollmer, who swung at that first pitch, that slow roller to the third baseman. He had to charge in on the play. It was actually hit about perfect. Assistant coaches for St. Francis, Christian Gayday and Micah Edding. 0-1 is your count. Once again, it's number 16, Jacob Clark on the bump. Quick throw back to first base, but Vollmer's there easily. Clark has been cruising in this game. Does have 3 strikeouts under his belt. Did hit a batter. That was left fielder Tony Bova. Here to Brady Harris. The 0-1. And he'll check that up top as Vollmer gets back. They're paying a lot of attention to Matthew Vollmer over at first base. Vollmer last year for the Cougs, as that one swung on. And a can of corn out in outfield, so Vollmer's going to head back to first base. But Matthew last year had 0 stolen base attempts. 0 stolen bases, obviously. But boy, he is playing havoc on the battery there of Jacob Clark and their catcher, Justin Mercer. With 1 out, your batter is David Snyder. Snyder, who had a single back in the first. Ball hit into the gap here, the right side of the field. Snyder's looking to improve upon last season. He's leading the team right now with a .353 batting average and already a hit today. Last year, Snyder batted .233, which was a little uncharacteristic for him. So he's really looking to make a splash here in his senior year. Really credits Coach Dustin Butcher with the fact that they're having these early morning practices, so the whole team is together. And the guys have really been hitting the weight room this year. 1-0 is the count to Snyder with Vollmer at first base. Once again, not sure why they're paying so much attention to Vollmer at first. But they haven't. He's gone. And that's going to hit Snyder. Vollmer's going to head to second base. No. So there goes Vollmer's steal. Didn't have a steal last year. That one was easily going to be a stolen base. Either way, runners at first and second. Just 1 out for your batter, Tyler Prince. Prince, who struck out back in the first inning. We're set up here in the home dugout. So I hope everything sounds okay. Nowhere else to really get set up. This facility is brand new. A year ago at this time, the field wasn't even playable. That's how brand new this facility is. That first pitch is missing low in the dirt for ball 1. Got the scoreboard installed. That was probably about midway through April. First couple games, we didn't even have a scoreboard. And last year we were on the third base side. This year on the first base. As that one gets away from the first baseman, Vollmer's going to take third. Snyder to second. Vollmer getting waved home. And the throw not in time. Snyder at third. He's in safely. Cougars tied up on the bad throw there by the catcher, Justin Mercer. Another error here for Concordia. They have 3 errors in this game. So holy cow. Snyder makes it from first to third. Vollmer from second to home. For Matt Vollmer, that's his second run scored on the season. One and one your count with one out. Cougs still sitting with just one hit in this game, 0 errors. Concordia already at 3 errors. That ball, good job by Tyler Prince, the RBI single, waiting on that pitch and drilling it into center field as David Snyder comes home to score the go-ahead run. Prince sat on that ball and took the pitch outside into right center field. RBI single for Prince. Scores David Snyder. That's going to bring up Noah Frymuth. Frymuth has hit some monstrous home runs at this field, but today, little to zero wind, which is just fine given the weather conditions. That first pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1 your count. One out, Prince at first. So Jacob Clark is going to be checking these runners at first base early and often for the righty, along with Mercer, the catcher. That's another one grooved in there for strike number 2. Frymuth, a great season last year, leading the team with a .325 batting average, had 63 hits and 31 runs scored in 194 at-bats. Leading St. Francis last year in runs scored was Tanner Gaff with 34. The ball be fouled off. Nearly went off the front foot of Frymuth. Frymuth just a junior, so next year will be his senior season. Cougars have a lot of offense in this lineup, and it starts with Frymuth, Snyder, and Prince. Snyder batting in the 2-hole, Prince in the 3, Frymuth in the 4. Count remains at 0-2 to Frymuth. Quick throw over to first as Prince easily is back. Prince not too much of a lead at first, as that's going to miss upstairs for ball 1. Folks, we do have live stats for you. You just have to go to Game Changer and find the University of St. Francis. That one fouled away by Frymuth. Jacob Clark has given up 2 runs, 3 strikeouts, 3 hits in this game. He's got 44 pitches under his belt so far, as that's fouled away by Frymuth on the off-speed pitch. 27 strikes, 17 balls. Just one out with Prince at first. Frymuth checks that one upstairs. Tyler Prince, he's a big boy for St. Francis, a legit 6'3". We have a few guys listed as 6'3". Prince is legitly. That ball fouled off right towards the dugout. Little gap opening there towards the end. Hit that and bounced out. So the count remains at 2-2. Frymouth is battling in this AB. That's going to miss. Looked like that was just outside.
He has 2.
Another throw back to first base. The 3-2. Look at that. Oh, looked like that was inside for ball 4, but they're going to call him with the strikeout. You guys are seeing what I'm seeing, so Prince is going to take second base on the stolen base. 2 outs now for Harold Wolf. That last pitch, once again, looking pretty inside to Prince. As Harold's going to take that first one for strike 1.
Oh, no reason, dude.
Wolf popped out to center field in his first AB, and he drilled it probably about 10 yards in front of the outfield fence. Checks that one low for ball 1. Blaine Milheim making the snag out in center field. Wolf, once again, his first season here at St. Francis, and he is listed as a junior. Had an outstanding prep career at East Noble High School out of Kendallville, Indiana. They are really holding Prince on.
Hey, he's got some speed! Go on, Tyler! Woo! Hey, John Man, Harold!
Absolute chaos at second base. Oh, they want you.
Oh! Oh! Nobody's there! Whoa! Back! Whoa!
Hey, watch out.
Whoa!
TP.
It's Jacob Clark once again on the bump. Clark is from Pinckney, Michigan. 6'1", 195 for the senior. Righty. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Wolf. Not too many teams in the Crossroads League have a whole lot of games under their belt. As that ball's drilled, this time into right center field. And that's going to score Prince from second base. So an RBI double by Harold Wolf. And the Cougs go up 3-1. Big piece of hitting there by Wolf.
Welcome back, Harold! Welcome back, baby! Hey, we're live, boys. Harold!
So just 2 outs here, and your batter will be number 6, Michael McCown.
Stop! Enough! Enough! Someone pull this guy. Someone pull this guy. Oh, brother! This guy stinks! Oh, this guy stinks! Oh. boys. I'm sure it's getting real close. I'm doing just fine, boys. That's all right,
Michael McCowan struck out in his first AB. That was back in the second inning.
Here we go, Mick.
Come on, Cal.
Oh, 1 your count to McCowan. I'll make it 0-2 with Wolf at second base.
Hey, Ty, I swear they're worried about you, dog. Raw
Last year, Jacob Clark had the best ERA on the team at 1.36, had a 2-1 record, 13 complete games, gave up 28 hits in 33 innings, and opposing batters were hitting 226 against him.
Back! Oh my gosh, back! Back!
Currently, St. Francis with 4 hits in this game.
Hey, be careful out there, Hal!
That'll be ball 1 to McCowan.
Come on, Jake, let's go, babe! Boy!
That's another one low. This count will be evened up 2-2 to Michael. Clark with 54 pitches here, and we're not even through 3 innings. Connor Adams sitting with 39 currently. So McCowan's going to go down looking, his second strikeout of the game for out number 3. But the Cougars, the damage is done. They put up a 3 spot there in the bottom of the third and lead it 3-1 over Concordia.
Catholic University must have a passion for truth, and we trust in both the power of faith and the power of reason. Both come from God. May God bless this university as it continues to pursue truth on the wings of faith and reason.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And Lucas Crawl. Shot hits the post. And the centering feed to Luke Knipps for shot scores.
The rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown.
Leading off for Concordia will be the designated hitter, Jordan Sherman, then Preston Sherman and Justin Mercer. Concordia down in this one, 3-1. The Cardinals got their run there at the top of the third. Cougars putting 3 up in the bottom of the third. Off-speed pitch is in there for strike 1. Once again, it's Connor Adams on the bump for St. Francis, the lefty. Another off-speed pitch gets him swinging. Sherman, the DH, just a freshman there, standing at 6'5", the infielder. Fouls that one off. Sherman reached base and then was a part of the, he did not reach base, he was a part of that double play, so he'll check that one for out number 1.
Hey, come on, Cammy.
So that's the 3rd strikeout of the game for Connor Adams. That'll bring up Preston Sherman, who had a double in his first AB. Jordan had grounded into the 1-6-3 double play. That first pitch will miss for a ball. Second one misses low and outside. Big swing and a miss. Preston Sherman is a junior utility player. 6'2", 205 is what he's listed at. That one just upstairs. Preston Sherman with a .320 batting average last year. 8 hits, 4 runs scored, and 25 at-bats. So here in his junior year, looking to get a few more ABs under his belt. Drills that one all the way to the fence. Noah Frymuth makes the grab for out number 2. That was a long fly ball out. Brings up Justin Mercer. Mercer from Howell, Michigan. 5'8", 175, the catcher. That first pitch is grooved in for a strike. Adams now with 46 pitches under his belt. Doing a great job here with 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. He's given up the 1 run, and it was earned. Oh, 2 now the count. Oh, 2 from Adams. Check swing goes right back at Connor. He'll pick it up cleanly over to Tyler Prince for out number 3 on the 1-3. 3 up, 3 down. Cougs heading into the bottom of the 4th, up 3-1 over Concordia.
Grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
The Chapel project is the most important building that has ever been built or ever will be built on this campus. It's in the heart of the campus, it's on Mirror Lake, and the chapel and the Bass Mansion will be able to communicate with each other architecturally.
Computer's about to Welcome back, everybody, here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's going to be Tony Bova, Caden Sullivan, and Matthew Vollmer for the Cougs. Here's some thoughts from Bill Scott in his game day program. Bill Scott, the sports information director. thoughts of spring come to life today when Concordia University and the University of St. Francis combined to make Fort Wayne collegiate baseball history in the earliest home opener on record at the Ash Center World Baseball Academy. How about that? USF's in the Fort Wayne record books. The Cougars have dropped 4 consecutive games since winning new head coach Dustin Butcher's first career game with a 10-4 decision at Asbury College in Kentucky. Bova at the dish. He was hit by a pitch in his first AB. That first one, slow roller back to the new pitcher, and 1 up, 1 down. That new pitcher is number 40, so Jacob Clark is gone. This is Alex Phillips. Your hitter now is Caden Sullivan, grounded out to the third baseman in his first AB. He's 0 for 1.
Yeah, good boy.
0-1 the count to Sullivan. Caden wearing number 21. I believe that was the same number that his brother wore last year. He down in this count 0-2.
Hey, you good 2-1, you good, kid?
Ball, lazy fly ball into center field. That's going to be a tough play. And making the snag is the center fielder, Blaine Milheim, for out number 2. That brings up Matt Vollmer, who scored the Cougs' first run. Back in the third inning, where 7 batters went to the plate. That started off with Vollmer, the catcher. Matt really made a name for himself last year with this squad. He's a clutch player. Will foul off that first pitch. Bunt attempt. So Vollmer with should have had a stolen base in his first AB. Now with the bunt attempt. Obviously, he's been working on his speed in the offseason. Once again, it's Alex Phillips on the bump. Phillips has a little pause there. Phillips just has 1 inning pitched under his belt and has given up 1 hit, has 1 strikeout. That 1 hit was a double. Batter is batting .250 against him. So the count's going to remain at 1-2. Phillips is a freshman out of Tucson, Arizona. Phillips. The 1-2 from Phillips. Ball 2. The final numbers for Jacob Clark: 3 innings pitched, 56 pitches under his belt, 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 5 strikeouts for Jacob Clark. That ball into shallow right field to be picked up by the second baseman. For out number 3, that's Von Aiken. Head to the top of the 5th. Cougs up 3-1.
Catholic University must have a passion for truth, and we trust in both the power of faith and the power of reason. Both come from God. May God bless this university as it continues to pursue truth on the wings of faith and reason.
It may be winter, but it's never too early to start thinking about spring. Start your new year sharp and trust Kurt's Mio to power wash your home. Fair prices, superior quality, and exceptional customer service. Schedule your spring special appointment today. Additional services include concrete sealing, deck and fence cleaning, driveway replacement, and stamped concrete. Give your home the curb appeal it deserves. Just head on over to kurtzmio.com, request your virtual quote, and use the code Summit City for 15% off today.
Hey, these fences are hard. I'll tell you what.
Leading it off. It's going to be number 77, Chris Lowe, the third baseman. Still on the bump for St. Francis, Connor Adams. He's been dealing here. 4 innings pitched, 51 pitches under his belt. 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. Connor Adams. 1-0 is your count. Ball's in for a strike. We're evened up at 1 apiece. Ball popped up and picked up by Michael McCowan for out number 1. That'll bring up Matt Body. Walked and scored a run in his first AB. He's the left fielder, number 9. Junior utility player. He's a switch hitter, 6 foot, 175 out of Decatur, Michigan. First pitch, ball 1. Adams, that time a little low in the zone. And swing and a miss. Once again, entering today, Body with a .417 batting average, 5 hits and 12 ABs.
I like your thoughts. I like the thoughts.
2-2 your count with 1 out. Big swing and a miss. Second out of the inning. That'll be the 4th strikeout in this game for Connor Adams. That'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Von Aker. First one upstairs to Aker. He's 1 for 2 in this game, had a single back in the 3rd, but was stranded at 3rd base in the inning. Beautiful ball right there, just a little bit low for ball 2. As it tailed right towards the center of the plate. Pitch just misses upstairs. 3-0 now to Van Aker. We'll see if he's going to be checking the whole way here. And it looks like it as that one will miss low for ball 4. Two outs. Runner at first for Ethan Vosberg. Vosberg 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly out to left field. So after the strikeout, that's the 5th straight ball here by Connor Adams. Coach Butcher's going to come out to calm down his pitcher. He's really pitched a nice game here in the home opener for the Cougars. Adams, Ballmer, Coach Butcher there on the bump. Go back to Bill Scott's program. The visiting Cardinals are 4-2 after sweeping Crossroads League member Goshen College 12-1 and 4-0 last Saturday. CU opened the season with a 2-0 loss to Huntington University. Senior David Snyder is USF's leading hitter with a .353 batting average, while Tyler Prince leads USF with 5 RBI in 4 games. Blaine Milheim leads Concordia with a .429 batting average and 7 RBI. 2-0's the count. To Vosberg, the third baseman. He's seen a lot of action there at the hot corner. Checks that one for strike 1. 2-1's your count. That'll miss low and inside. 3-1's now the count. I don't even know where the bullpens are to see if anybody's up and throwing. We're over here on the first base side, so I can see nothing in right field. As that'll be a called second strike. Full count now to Vosberg with a runner at first base. Runner is off, and the hit and run is on. That's right down the line. It'll be picked up by Bova. You can see he's gingerly got to approach that ball as the outfield is turning into a swamp now that it's starting to unthaw. Concordia with its 5th hit of the game. That's a big double. But still 2 outs. That'll bring up Blaine Milheim.
That's fine, Connor. Come on. Right here, kid.
Blaine, 1 for 2, had an RBI double back in the 3rd that scored Matt Body.
Let's go, Connor.
Runners in scoring position. Concordia's already left 3 runners stranded in this game. See if they tack onto it here. That first pitch is going to miss high and outside for ball 1. The 1-0 now. Milheim. Ball hit right, backhanded by Snyder. Does not have a throw, so that'll be an RBI single as Concordia pulls to within 1. Van Akers scores on the single. That advances Vosberg to 3rd. Runners at 1st and 3rd now with 2 outs for Grant Steinborn, the cleanup hitter. So Vollmer out, giving the signal to the infield. Tyler Prince holding the runner at 1st. The first one will be called for a strike. Concordia now with 6 hits, 2 runs. Off and running. That's a stolen base there for Milheim. Runners now at second and third.
Hey, let's go, Connor. Come now, 2-4. Come on now, baby. Let's go, Connor. Best pitch. Let's go, kid. Home now.
The 0-2 now from Connor Adams out of the stretch. The ball popped up. Chasing after it is Sullivan, and you can see the splash there. Like I said, you really got to be careful now. You got to pick your spots when to go all out. 3 days ago, the ground was completely frozen, but now with some 40-degree weather, you see some puddles starting to form. Count will remain at 0-2 with 2 outs. Pitch this outside for ball 1. Adams, the 1-2. That ball lazily into left or right center field, gets past Michael McCowan. That's going to score 2 on the 2 RBI double by Grant Steinbauer. Milheim comes home to score along with Fosberg. Concordia takes the lead 4-3. It's the 7th hit of the game for the Cardinals.
I never told you to play on the line. I never told you to play on the line.
So coming in to pitch now will be number 49, Charlie Betts. We'll take a break and we'll be right back with more Cougar Baseball here from the World Baseball Academy at the Ash Center, where it is still very, very chilly.
Sports medicine, especially since I've been a pro, has been a place where my game has really been able to develop in multiple facets. Injury prevention, maintenance, physical therapy, weightlifting, agility work, all the things that I need to do in order to have an NBA body. This is the place for me to go when I come back home and I need to get a workout in. Always welcome me back with open arms.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. They just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
My grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
Welcome back to the new pitcher for St. Francis, number 49, Charlie Betts. Betts, a junior, 6'1", 185, righty from Lake Village, Indiana, North Newton High School. Betts last year for the Cougs, a 7.23 ERA, 0-1 record in 23.2 innings pitched, gave up 36 hits, 22 runs, 19 of those earned. That ball drilled into left field. So that will be an RBI double for number 20, Jordan Sherman. Coming home to score is Grant Steinborn. 5 runs now and 8 hits for the Cardinals, who started off this inning with the first 2 batters going down. Four hits, 4 runs on 2 outs for Concordia here in the top of the 5th. Looks like we got a pinch hitter here. No, a pinch runner. It's 12, running for 20. 12 is Maxwell Heck. That first pitch by Betts is a strike. 0-1 your count. Max Heck, just a freshman at 6'4", 210 at second base. Nobody holding him on. Second pitch, a slow roller picked up by Prince. He'll take it himself for the unassisted out.
Gotta go now, come on.
Big inning, though. 4 runs for the Cardinals. We'll be right back after this quick message.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. You know, they just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And Lucas Cross. Shot hits the post. And the centering feed to Luke Knipster shot scores.
The rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown.
Everything that I do can have an impact on somebody else.
You can dream any dream and you can chase any dream and you can have a chance to succeed at that dream.
We're here just a speck of time.
Given the opportunities to be selfless.
That's what God does with us.
Not forgetting how you got here and who helped you along the way.
What are you doing for others?
Those to whom much has been given, much is expected.
Leading it off here for St. Francis is Brady Harris, 0 for 2 in this game. Takes that first pitch high and inside for ball 1. Brady, just a junior, starting second baseman for St. Francis. Up in this count, 2-0. We've seen some hard-hit balls in this game. Harold Wolf has drove a few into deep center field. It was one of the Concordia players, Preston Sherman, hitting one all the way to the warning track. Because now we're evened up at 2-2 for Brady Harris. You can see Alex Phillips, the freshman, has that little hesitation in his delivery. And reminds you way back in the day of Hideo Nomo. Zelda's low and outside. Leadoff batter aboard, and it's Brady Harris after the walk. That'll bring to the plate David Snyder. Snyder was hit by a pitch in his last AB, did score a run and singled to right center in his first at-bat. 1 for 1 in this game. The first pitch will miss high for ball 1. It's Brady Harris at first base. Harris is off, and he is in there safely. So stolen base by Brady Harris, as our count is 1-1. Snyder with the runner in scoring position. That's Harris with the 1-1 count. He'll check that high and outside for ball 2. For Brady Harris, he now has 2 stolen bases on the season in 3 attempts. Oh, just catches the outside corner, they will say. So 2-2 now your count. St. Francis with 4 hits and 0 errors. Concordia 8 hits and 2 errors in this game. Big swing and a miss. So Snyder, first out in the inning. That'll bring up Tyler Prince.
Sit-ins. Get your legs loose. Hurry up.
Hey, we gotta stay up. We gotta stay up. Come on.
Prince struck out in his first at-bat and had an RBI single in his second AB back in the 3rd. Also stole a base. Checks that first one in for a strike. Harris at second base on the 0-1. Tanner Gaff now up, looking for a pinch hit situation. Gaff the lefty. 1-1-1. One and 2 now the count to Tyler Prince. Other action going on in the Crossroads League. Huntington's at IU Southeast today. IU South Bend versus Taylor. Indiana Wesleyan versus Indiana Tech. Not sure where that game's being played at, but that's a good one. Olivet Naz taking on Bethel. And it's Mount Vernon Naz at Miami Hamilton. Looks like those middle games might be at a neutral site. 1 and 2, your count with 1 out. Count remains at 1 and 2 to Tyler Prince. Huntington 3-0 on the season. Taylor at 9 and 2. Mount Vernon Naz at 4 and 2. Marion 5 and 4. Wesleyan at 4 and 4. Bethel at 2 and 2. Spring Arbor 3 and 5. St. Francis 1 and 4. Goshen at 0 and 2. And Grace has not played a game yet this season. That ball drilled into right field. Brady Harris looking like he's going to come home to score from second. Another RBI single by Tyler Prince. Scores Brady Harris.
Excellent job, Prince. That a boy. Good job, Tyler.
That'll bring the plate number 33, Noah Frymuth. Coach Zach Johnston out to the bump. We got a new pitcher coming in for Concordia. We'll be right back after this quick break.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. You know, they just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And Lucas Cross. Shot hits the post. And the centering feed to Luke Knipster. Shot scores.
Rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown.
Everything that I do can have an impact on somebody else.
You can dream any dream and you can chase any dream and you can have a chance to succeed at that dream.
We're here just a speck of time.
Given the opportunities to be selfless.
That's what God does with us.
Not forgetting how you got here and who helped you along the way.
What are you doing for others?
Those to whom much has been given, much is expected.
Welcome back, everybody. The new pitcher is Tyson Kleinfelder, a 1.80 ERA. In 2 games on the season, he has 5 innings under his belt, has given up 2 hits, 1 run, one of those earned, 9 strikeouts, just 2 walks. Opposing hitters are batting 118 against him. That first pitch is a swing and a miss for Noah Frymuth. Pinch runner at first base is number 17, Justice Tussing. A lot of speed there from the big righty. Up in this count 0-2. He's a freshman at 6'1", 210 from Perrysburg, Ohio. Tussing is off. The hit and run is on. And that gets right past the shortstop low for the 3rd error of the game for Concordia.
Hey, we gotta go now.
So Frymuth reaches on the E6. He'll take first base. Your batter now is Harold Wolf.
Come on, Harold. Great job. Come on, Harry. Keep staying out, baby. What do you say now, baby? Come on, boy. Good. Harold. Boy.
Nick, stay up because he gets on you.
Hey, watch the back pick, Tuss.
Hey, guys.
First pitch, a ball to Wolf. Wolf is 1 for 2 in this game. Had an RBI double back in the 3rd inning. 2-0 now the count. That one just misses high and outside. Once again on the bump, Tyson Kleinfelder. That one will miss low and outside. 3-0's your count. On deck for St. Francis, Michael McCowan. And Michael does already have 1 home run on the season. That happened against Osbury for the Cougars. I believe it was that first game against Osbury, the 10-4 win. Bases are loaded now for Michael McCowan.
Come on, Gaff, I'm big.
He's the only Cougar this year with a home run under his belt, but no, actually, the pinch hitter is going to be Tanner Gaff, number 25, junior, 6'4", 220. Last year, Gaff played just about everywhere. Left field, right field, third base, and a pitcher. Prince at second, Wolf at first. And it's Justice Tussing at third. Just one out here, a big moment for the Cougs. There are many ducks on the pond for Gaff, who once again led USF in RBIs a season ago.
Come on, Gaff. What do you say, Gaff? Four in a row.
Gaff, a big lefty for the Cougs.
That's five.
Take that first pitch high and in for ball one. Gaff, last year, 266 batting average, had 3 home runs, 26 RBI. Excuse me, he led the team with 34 runs scored.
Will he throw 7? What do you say, Gaff? What do you say, man? Discipline.
2-0's the count with 1 out.
Discipline here. Here you go, boy.
Big situation here for Gaff. That'll be grooved in for strike one. Tanner on the season, a 200 batting average, has 1 hit and 1 run scored in 5 at-bats. 1 walk, 1 strikeout. This count's evened up at 2 apiece. Tyson Kleinfelter on the bump. We got a full count now as that misses upstairs.
What do you say, Gaff? Come on, Gaff!
And a swing and a miss. Gaff punched after it. So 2 outs now for the Cougs. Your batter is Tony Bova.
Let's go, Bova! Come on, Tony! Come on, Bo! Let's go, kid. Nominate B, let's go.
Bova was hit by a pitch in his first AB. Grounded out to the pitcher in his second at-bat. He's 0 for 1.
Come on, Bo, big hit. Here you go, Tony.
Bova last year, a 184 batting average. 14 hits, 15 runs scored, and 76 at-bats.
There you go. There you go, Tony.
Pitch will miss low for ball 1. In this extremely long fifth inning. Nearly 2 hours into this game, we will be losing sunlight. Ooh, that ball low into Bova. Ball 2. Wolf at first base, not being held on. That pitch catches the inside corner, 2-1 your count.
Come down, Tony, get yours. Here we go, Bo. Come on, come on. Here we go.
Ball swung on, hit into right center field. And that'll be tracked down by the center fielder, Blaine Milham, for out number 3. So the Cougars leave 3 stranded here in the bottom of the 5th. And down 5-4.
Let's go, Charles. Let's go, Charles.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. You know, they just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
Welcome back, everybody, here in the top of the sixth. Concordia is up 5-4 over your Cougs. It's going to be Justin Mercer, the catcher, to lead it off. Mercer, who wears number 18, 0 for 2 in this game, popped out to the second baseman, Harris, and grounded out to the pitcher, and is now down 0-1. Temperature is now approaching 32 degrees again. One and one's your count. Actually, it says it's 38 degrees right now. One and one's your count to Mercer. On deck, it's Chris Lowe, the shortstop. He's got to thank his pitcher after that error nearly cost the Cardinals in the bottom half of the fifth. Ball into shallow right field. McCowan underneath it for out number one. Feels like 41 in the sun. Feels like 22 here in the dugout. So your batter now is number 77, Chris Lowe. 1 for 2 in this game with a single back in the third. Popped out to McCowan back in the fifth. One 0 is your count. Swung on and drilled into center. Frymuth on it for out number 2. This is one of those games where if you don't hit the ball cleanly, that rattle of the bat, ooh, that can sting. Matt Body, left fielder, is the batter. 0 for 1 in this game with a run scored. Drew a walk back in the third. Got the first run of the game on the RBI double by Blaine Milheim, center fielder. 1-0 is your count. That ball off the backstop. Evened up at 1 apiece. Body, the lefty at the dish. Fouls that one off into field number 2. Be nice when they get those batting cages done. They're going to have artificial surface underneath the batting cages. Body goes down, rips it into center. Frymuth lost it in the sun. That was hitting the left center, fooled everybody. Bova picks it up. Bonnie's heading to third, and he will be in for a triple with 2 outs. If you're playing outfield right now, that sun is directly in front of you. Frymuth lost it. Looks like Bova may have lost it a little bit too. Frymuth thought it was hit right at him, but I bet that ball started tailing off to left center. So with 2 outs, we got a runner at third for the leadoff batter, Van Aker. We'll check that one for a strike. Oh, 2 now your count. Excuse me, I'm starting to freeze a little bit here. It's Betts on the bump. Check, and will be called for a ball. That was as close as it gets right there, folks. Concordia now with 5 runs on 9 hits, 3 errors. St. Francis, 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 error.
Here you go, Charlie. Here you go, Charlie.
That's out of the windup here. That's going to be one drilled. OB, 1 and 2 remains your count. Looking at the top 25, Indiana Tech currently is ranked number 22 in the country. Nobody from the Crossroads League in the top 25. Wesleyan's receiving votes at 34. Frymuth camping out underneath it. Has got it for out number 3. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Cougs down by 1.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. You know, they just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And Lucas Cross. Shot hits the post. And the centering feed to Luke Knipster shot scores.
Rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown.
Everything that I do can have an impact on somebody else.
You can dream any dream and you can chase any dream and you can have a chance to succeed at that dream.
We're here just a speck of time.
Given the opportunities to be selfless.
That's what God does with us.
Not forgetting how you got here and who helped you along the way.
What are you doing for others?
Those to whom much has been given, much is expected.
Leading off here for the Cougs will be Caden Sullivan. In the bottom of the 6th, Matt Vollmer. And in the top of the order, Brady Harris. Sullivan's 0 for 2 in this game with a ground out and a pop out to center field. Cold out there in the field for the guys. They're having to warm their hands up in between. One hop chop to third base. Sullivan nearly beats it out, but that will be out number 1. We'll bring up Matt Vollmer. Good play there by the third baseman, Ethan Vosberg. Once again on the bump is Tyson Kleinfelter. He's got 17 pitches under his belt and 1 innings pitched, 18 pitches under his belt. Pinch hitter, it's going to be number 12, Jacob Nagy. Nagy entering today with a .250 batting average, 2 hits and 8 at-bats. 3 strikeouts on the season. That first pitch fouled away for strike 1. Second pitch in the dirt. We're evened up at 1 apiece. One and 2 now to Nagy. He's a junior, 6'2", 230, from Brunswick, Ohio. Came here from Lakeland Community College. Wow. Looking at the WAC standings, Lawrence Tech with a 10-0 record. So Nagy gets thrown out by the catcher. That's going to bring up Brady Harris. Harris 0 for 2 with a walk, stolen base, and a run scored. First pitch in there for strike 1. 0-1 your count. Lawrence Tech 10-0. Indiana Tech 4-1. Lords 3-1. University of Michigan Dearborn with a 5-2 record. Concordia 4-2. Madonna at 6-4. UNOH at 5-5. And Steinborn, it's the best ERA. 1-2 your count, but of course not many innings pitched, so see how that unveils. Harris hanging in there with a 2-2 count. 1 out. Excuse me, we got 2 outs. Someone got a little bit too close to the camera. Good angle here for dissecting the pitchers. So obviously we had that count wrong as Brady Harris picks up his 2nd walk of the game. Good eye at the plate. That brings up David Snyder. Snyder struck out in his last at-bat. He is 1 for 2, was also hit by a pitch and scored a run back in the 3rd.
Do your job, 0. Come on, Dave. I'm not done. Let's go, Dave.
Snyder swings at the first pitch, and that's drilled into center field. Underneath it for out number 3 was Blaine Milheim. We head to the top of the 7th. Concordia up 5-4.
Grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
The Chapel project is the most important building that has ever been built or ever will be built on this campus. It's in the heart of the campus, it's on Mirror Lake, and the chapel and the Bass Mansion will be able to communicate with each other architecturally.
Welcome back here in the top of the 7th. For Concordia, it will be Ethan Vosberg, the third baseman. It's just game number 1 of our doubleheader here. We are not in good shape for being able to finish that second game here. It starts getting dark here in about an hour.
Oh, yeah!
That first pitch is a strike to Vosberg. It's number 32 on the bump for the Cougs. Big swing and a miss. 0-2's your count. That is Matt Fiorini. Fiorini entering today with a 20.77 ERA. That one goes off his glove. He'll track it down, flip it over to Prince. And it does get him in time. Brings up Blaine Milheim. Yeah, once again, a 20.77 ERA, 0-1 record, 2 games started. In 4.1 innings pitched, he's given up 10 hits, 12 runs, 10 of those earned, 6 walks, 5 strikeouts for Fiorini. Giving up 1 home run on the season. Well, knows your count to Milheim. Counts evened up at 1 apiece. Blaine, a senior. The veteran lineup here for Concordia. Seniors and juniors make up the top of the order, 2 apiece. Jordan Sherman, a freshman. Preston Sherman, a junior. So you got a freshman at the 5-hole. Mercer, a senior. Lowe's a junior. And Body is a junior. So once again, a veteran lineup, as that'll be a 1-out single by Blake Milheim. That'll bring up Grant Steinborn, number 21. Grant is 2 for 3 in this game with a strikeout, had a 2 RBI double back in the 5th. He was also a part of a double play back in the 2nd, where it was Steinborn who was thrown out at 2nd to start the double play. First pitch will miss low for ball 1. No press box here at the World Baseball Academy. They forgot to add that one to the list.
Oh, yeah!
It's a little bit frustrating. I know last year they came to me, wanted to know more about streaming, and planned out a little bit differently. It could have been very simple. As it is, it's not too simple. We run cords over 100 feet and set up in the dugout. Fiorini from the stretch. Small lead there at first. That's going to get away from Vollmer. Taking second on the pass balls, Milheim. He's got speed on the base pass. After 6 games this season, Milheim is 4 of 4 in stolen base attempts. Fosberg's 5 of 5. So these Cardinals can run. 2-1 the count. Oh, this low and outside, 3-1. And stealing third base will be Blaine Milheim. Concordia hype in their dugout. And their dugout is jam-packed full of Cardinals. I don't think they could fit many more bodies in that dugout. Big roster for Concordia. We got about 10 more guys than St. Francis. So 3-1 your count. Here to Steinborn. Just 1 out and a runner at third. Beautiful pitch. Nope, that'll be called a ball. Runners at the corners. After the walk for Steinborn, that's going to bring up Jordan Sherman. Sherman, the DH. That's not going to be Sherman. We got a pinch hitter. Sherman, a tall freshman listed at 6'5". Looks like that's number 49, Dylan Steinke. Steinke's going to put down the bunt. Played by Fiorini. The only plays at first. Nobody covering second. So 2 outs now, but Concordia does go up 6-4 after the sacrifice RBI by Dylan Steinke. So Steinborn at second base for Preston Sherman. Number 7. Preston 1 for 3 in this game with a double back in the second inning.
Hey, start working the runners a little bit, huh? Working you, please don't pay. You can keep him close, though. Yeah, boy, straighten that up, he run. Hey, we got 3-2. I'm not feed. Let's go feed. Let's go, kid. I'm not 36. Come on up, babe.
Good block there by the catcher, Vollmer. Even the count up at 1-1. Steinborn still at second base. He did score a run back in the 5th. Fiorini. Ball swung on, taken by Sullivan for out number 3. Last chance for the Cougs, down by 2, 6-4.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting me up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. You know, they just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And Lucas Cross. Shot hits the post. And the centering feed to Luke Knipster shot scores.
Rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown.
Everything that I do can have an impact on somebody else.
You can dream any dream and you can chase any dream, and you can have a chance to succeed at that dream.
We're here just a speck of time.
Given the opportunities to be selfless.
That's what God does with us.
Not forgetting how you got here and who helped you along the way.
What are you doing for others?
Those to whom much has been given, much is expected.
So here in the bottom of the 7th, it's going to be Tyler Prince to lead it off for St. Francis, Noah Freimuth, and Harold Wolf. That trio can definitely get you 2 runs. 6 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors for Concordia, 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for St. Francis. So Tyler Prince, 2 for 3 in this game with 2 RBIs and a run scored. Still on the bump is Tyson Kleinfelter, the freshman.
Come on, baby, any way on, baby, any way on. Good at bat. Come on, baby.
2-1 now, your count to Prince. Trying to get a rally started here for the Cougs. Checks that for strike 2. Another one fouled off the backstop.
Come on, Prince. Come on, Prince. Come on, Prince. Any base runners now? Let's go, kid. Let's go. I need you, baby. Hey.
So 3-2 now your count. Prince just got on top of that ball. That was picked up by the third baseman for out number 1. That's Ethan Vosberg. That'll bring up Noah Freimuth. Freimuth 0 for 3 in this game. Did reach on an E6 back in the 5th. Struck out looking back in the 3rd.
Come on, Frank!
He'll check that first ball up and in for ball 1. Ball swung on, picked up by the shortstop for out number 2.
Hey, we'll roll it 2, Will be. Come on, Harold. Come on, Harold. Here we go.
I'll bring up Harold Wolf. Walked in his last at-bat. He's 1 for 2 in this game. Had a RBI double back in the 3rd inning. That 3-run inning for the Cougs. Chris Lowe, the shortstop, making that last play.
No, I fucking barreled it. Just rolled on it. I fucking sent a fat real fast on I get it. I twist it.
Come on, Harold!
Come on, Harry, I'm at 4.
1-0 the count to Wolf. As that one misses way inside. One to count to Wolf.
Bleed, Karen, bleed!
Ball dug out and popped in foul territory. Oh, I don't want to see the front of his uniform when he gets up. Doesn't look too bad, actually. Great attempt there by the left fielder, Matt Body. 1-2's your count.
Obey 4, obey 4!
Come on, Harry!
Obey Harry, obey Harry! Go, Harold. Come on, baby. Come on, 4. Come on, 4. My boy can leave, my boy!
Let's go, Harold.
Wolf, 2-hop chop over to second base for out number 3. So that will do it here as the Cougars fall to Concordia 6-4. Well, thanks for joining us. They're saying a 30-minute break here before the start of game number 2.